Okay. Hi guys, this is imSuck, also known as Bryan, here with Futurebot, also known as Josh,
Hello.
and Claz M49, also known as Clint. Um, Josh, or Futurebot, was in much of the movie HMV Hell Reach, which we're going to be talking about today. I should have probably started with that. We're going to be doing a little bit of director's commentary on HMV Hell Reach, answering some questions that you guys had, as well as kind of talking about the movie as it goes. We're basically just going to ad-lib it, so this isn't really planned at all. As I was saying, Futurebot was in a lot of the movie, helped with a lot of the scenes. Claz did the special effects, I guess we would say, which is kind of irrelevant in a 3D game, but he did the After Effects special effects in the movie, including the titles and the much talked about Terminator scenes. So we're gonna be talking about that in a little bit greater
Oh
detail.
yeah.
We're also gonna That was weird. We're also gonna talk about how I filmed the movie, and again answering some of the more common questions. So I guess we're gonna go ahead and start the movie right now, so we can talk about it.
Yeah. Look at those
Background,
titles.
shut up.
Believable.
Background, shut up. Background intro is from the E3 trailer, in case anyone's wondering what that's from. These fonts and text layers right here are the ones done in After Effects by Claz. A lot of
These
people asked
aren't.
about these are not. The past ones were the font was Helvetica. A lot of people asked what that was. Claz modified the Helvetica font. He added
It's
the
just a little
shine.
bit changed around. Yeah.
Yeah, so it doesn't look like the stock font. It's a little bit modified to look like the Halo font. So Halo Reach font, that is. First couple scenes people have seen already. There's not much new to say here. They
Yeah.
were in the trailer, so
I look like an Easter egg in this scene.
although I will say in that last one, not a lot of people caught it, but those two clips were supposed to go back to back because it actually says what the world needs now is a hero of war
How did no
produced to
one
you. If
catch
you
that? I
caught
thought
that,
that was
I
very
don't know.
obvious.
Not a lot of people got
Hey,
that.
look, there's me again. I just fell down.
So there's a
I'm
bunch of us
driving.
dying.
There's me again.
This scene is actually a parody of Gears of War,
Apparently,
since
people didn't get that either.
not a lot of people got that. It's supposed to be making fun of the fact that Gears of War consists a lot of people whoring the shotgun and or sniper and rolling around the entire game.
That's why I like Gears
Um,
of War.
yeah. um, what can we say about this? There's not much to say. A lot of people
This took so
asked.
long to film. I'm surprised how short it is.
I did. A lot of people asked
Did
how
take a
the
while.
zombie was walking like that with the sword out to the side. That was actually me by myself in an offline game. I lowered my gun and walked slowly, and that's how it looks. There's nothing special there. Just walking slow with the gun lowered. To lower your gun, you can Google it, but
Magic stick.
the magic stick. The magic stick we'll
Uh,
talk about. This scene is obscenely long. The magic stick, again, me offline by myself, hammer lowered, holds it out to the side, and when you press Y really quickly to switch to another weapon at just the right speed and consistently, he does that rather obscene hand
I feel like
gesture.
I feel like this sort of club thing has been in a lot of different videos, and I'm surprised more people haven't seen
Yeah,
this.
there
You
was a
know?
lot of people that asked how did we get them to dance? There's no trick involved. There's an Easter egg that Bungie actually put in the game where if you do a couple steps in that campaign mission, New Alexstrasza, whatever that's called,
New
you can.
Alexandria.
There you go, Alexandria.
Alexandria.
I like to say Alexstrasza because that's a WoW reference. uh,
My
if you
favorite.
do a couple things, which you can Google to get the whole tutorial, you go back to the club Aurora, and everyone's dancing. And if you kill anything, they all start fighting you. So essentially, the way we film this is it's me and Judera, my girlfriend, in an actual campaign game, and I jumped down and hit the brute, and then just started running around and killing things. This is all from one game, and I just kind of got different camera angles and filmed them all together.
I didn't even know
Uh,
you could assassinate a grunt.
yeah, you can assassinate anything.
Is this
That's
the
just
one you
good.
said you didn't want to use Fat Bottom Girls because you already had this?
Yes. Josh suggested they use Fat Bottom Girls
What?
by
Coming up,
Queen,
coming up,
and
something's
said,
coming up, something special's coming up.
What? What?
and I told him no because we already had a
There it
song making
is.
fun of passes.
There's the much talked
Okay,
about
so
scene.
here's the Terminator scene. A lot to say, not a lot of time. After Effects were used heavily in this class. Talk about it. Go.
Yeah, fire. Nothing in that's real. Nothing in that's real. I think Brian's gonna provide the viewers with some screenshots of what it looked like before, and then what I did after, all in After Effects.
Talking about that last one, basically, he added the
This.
fire, he added the smoke, he added the grunge, the lens flare, all that was added, and it's just a guy walking slow. There's no special animation. The last scene that we just passed, I can't keep up. The last scene with the elites dancing, they're just spamming armor lock, and that's what makes them do that weird dance. If you
Callback.
spam it fast enough, it does that effect.
I love this song so much.
It's going
This
so
again,
fast.
that was a scene of me offline, the gun lowered. It's not online. A lot of people asked how we got the gun lowered online. It's not online. It's just that other scene was me offline, and this is online. It just goes back and forth to make it look like it's one thing.
Again.
Again with the hammer. Actually, backstory on the hammer. We weren't planning on doing anything like that.
She
Me and-
switches weapons.
Shut up!
Look at that pistol now.
Assault rifle and then pistol. Yes, there's a bit of inconsistencies. Okay, get it all out. Backstory on the hammer thing. It
There's
was an
me.
accident. I was switching guns and it looked funny. That's pretty much all I was gonna say. That Blue Spartan, his Futurebot, he filmed. Here, he played that character throughout all of it. I made him buy a blue visor because he didn't have one, and I told him it looked cool. So, I made actually I made a lot of people buy items. Josh and I were talking about it prior to making this. That a lot of credits were spent on the making of this movie because I wanted specific armor setups. So I asked people to buy things. So a lot of people are probably having armor that they'll never use, but it was used in some form in this movie, unless I cut it, which also happens.
I don't know why, but the first time I saw this joke, I did not get it, and then I was like, "Oh, he's Iron Man, of course."
This was actually refilmed. There's another scene where it was a female Spartan that got hit. imSuck did that scene, and I took it out and I told her the bad news. She was upset, but I realized that it didn't make much sense to have a female Spartan singing that song at all. So
Yeah.
refilmed.
Whose song is that?
I hope I get to talk about the Terminator part again.
Yeah, we'll talk about more afterwards. We'll go back and show the screenshots of the editing because it
That
was
was like
a bit
5
That's not
rushed.
seconds.
happening.
Oh
Yeah,
my
Don't get
God.
your hopes up, viewers.
unfortunately,
That's not happening.
unfortunately, that's the
Here's the
sad.
token Disturbed song.
I wasn't actually going to put this in the movie. The movie was fully rendered and done without this clip, 100% ready to
Yeah.
upload. I was going to upload it. I had typed up the description and everything, and then I listened to this song, and I decided that it was too easy to,
He's-
or it was
you
too
said,
difficult
"God
to pass
darn
that
it."
up. I had to do it. So we went back and filmed a whole another scene, and it extended the movie, the delay of the movie being released by a whole day.
At
This
least.
scene, I got a lot of
remember
people
you saying
saying,
that.
I got a lot of people saying in this movie that my camera skills were they were subpar and that I was getting worse. And I think they're referring to the fact that the camera is very shaky in some of the scenes. I think these guys know, but that was actually intended because obviously scenes like this, it's quite smooth. It's not difficult to have a smooth shot. I added the shakiness to make these scenes seem more exciting, much like a lot of action movies these days. Bourne Supremacy and Ultimatum and all the Bourne's trilogy movies, for example, is a
That
good
seems to be a
example.
very popular thing to do now. That was done
It
a lot in
is.
the movie Taken too.
When I was watching the clips before I recorded them, just in theater, steady clips just seemed like this shot. Just if I had a camera just sitting there, it was very boring. It was just people running around, and it would be very unexciting. So I did spinning
I love
clips
that
like
shot.
the spinning
Me
one.
too.
The
That's one of my favorite
That
shots.
shot. That's a great shot.
Mm.
I also blew
Oh,
that
the
tank
tank!
up.
The tank! The tank took like 17 attempts to blow up.
Oh my
Apparently-
God.
It's actually me standing behind it throwing grenades while he shoots
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know
Did
how
you-
many times I had to drive and get a different tank for it.
that.
The tank was actually quite hard to blow
There's-
up with just a sticky launcher.
I love that. There's actually a lot of bloopers coming from the filming of that short skit.
Mm-hmm.
And there's also I have an entire montage ready because I'm editing the bloopers. I have an entire montage
Oh,
Shut up.
of
the
you
bloopers.
screaming,
Yeah, the bloopers. A lot
screaming,
of
shut
people
up
ask
at me.
about bloopers. The reason why I'm not releasing bloopers is because I film in the theater, which cannot record audio of people talking. So
Yeah,
Futurebot was recording a lot of the stuff behind the scenes while I was directing, and so he will probably be releasing some movies, a movie with bloopers. So you guys can look forward to that, but it won't be coming from me. We'll probably just upload it on my channel. So now that we have time, we're not being rushed by an extremely fast-paced movie. We can stretch our legs and talk about some of the things that I wanted to talk about. So, starting from the beginning, going back through some of the stuff we were to touch base on. First off, I want to, thank everyone who watched the movie, gave us great
Oh yes,
reviews,
thank you very
their
much.
friends, told their friends, told their family, whatever. I'm sitting here looking at the YouTube version of the movie uploaded on YouTube, and it's sitting at 35,500
That's so
views.
awesome.
So we're doing
And
great.
3.
And 3, although that's not accurate because if I refresh it right now, it'll still say that there's some kind of bug. Yep, still 3. There's some kind of bug where YouTube doesn't accurately display views for days on end. So we got a lot of views, and I'm very happy about that. That this got out there and people saw it. Our whole goal is just to entertain people. So, on that subject, there are a lot of people who are disappointed. I understand that we can't always, please everyone. I'm saying we in terms of everyone who helped in making this and Hollywood Halo and friends of ours that, have been there during the process in the past and present. We can't always appease all, audiences. Not everyone's going to like the funny or the action styles of the movie. Not everyone's going to like
This
the
one was
editing.
definitely more action than like
Yes,
comedy.
and that's kind of what I was going to build up to is that I think a lot of people were disappointed because, well, I wouldn't say a lot of people were disappointed. There was, I think I know the majority of people enjoyed the movie, which is great. But there were some people that just felt it wasn't as good as the first ones. What I really tried to push in this one was the cinematography aspect. I wanted to do more cool looking camera shots. I wanted to do more like I, for lack of better terms, awe-inspiring scenes. I wanted to do something that was just like cool to watch, that you wanted to show people that was just cool. I didn't want to do a lot of slapstick humor and just stupid, corny jokes. I wouldn't say moved on from that, but in this movie, I wanted to try something different, and that's why HMV Hell Reach is different. It's not that we've really lost our touch. It's just that I wanted to go in a different direction. Um, that's not to say that if I make more movies, they won't be funny and they're just going to be super serious, like the Codex series. Nothing against the Codex series since that was actually out before I got my start. But I'm not going to go in that direction. You don't have to worry about that.
I
Those
wonder if
people
people
that
listening to
didn't
this really
really
know what the
like that,
Codex series is, though. Do you think people still remember
I'm
that?
sure some will. I'm sure some do. There's been some people that have been around for a long time. Um, but I just wanted to point that out that it's a different style. It was on purpose. It wasn't that I just didn't have any funny jokes. I just wanted to go for something different. And I think I achieved that. I'm proud of what we made. And
I
if
think
I
it's
make
just
some more
because you're
movies,
getting old.
yeah.
I think certain scenes are funny that don't have any jokes in them because I was there filming, and I know like a certain shot you had to frame differently because you could see me and Final Cut Halo jumping around the background.
Yeah, we'll definitely touch base on that. So moving down my list, that was, I wanted to talk about the exposure of the movie. A lot of people have posted it on their, MySpaces and Facebooks and shown their
MySpace.
friends, and it's got a great reaction. It was posted in Bungie's community news, which is great. It was posted on halo.bungie.org, which is great. And let's see. And we also have it up on HMV Hell, excuse me, HMVHell.com. It's a little site I made that basically just showcases the HMV Hell series. It's got information about each movie. Currently, it has the cast of every movie, including the people I forgot, of course. And then I'm going to add all the music I used. I haven't done it yet, but I'm going to add all the music I used in all the movies. So the people who always ask, what song is this? What song is this? You'll be able to go and look. I'll probably even add timestamps. I know some people wanted that of when they appeared in the movie. It's just going to take a while. HMVHelp.com is an easy way, an easy to remember website for you to show friends if you're at their house if you wanted to. So there's that.
Does that have
Moving
links
on,
to the other videos? The first two? HMV
it
Hills?
does.
Okay.
It does. There's a link that says watch HMV Hell 1 and 2, and it essentially links to my YouTube movies, and
Does
they're
it tell
easy to
you what
find.
HMV Hell is?
Yes, it talks about what is this? What is this? You know these answers. It talks about there's actually a
I
question.
legitimately did not know the answer to my question.
There's actually a link that says what is HMV Hell.
All right,
Let's
let's
talk
talk about
about
that.
how stop it. Let's talk about how the movie was filmed. Um, I posted in the end. I did post. I put a part in the end of the movie that said filmed using or created
And
using an
apparently,
Xbox 360, Bungie Pro, with a URL to Bungie Pro's the website, and then Vegas. I thought about it afterwards. I probably should have included After Effects so people didn't confuse, but I think people will figure it out, and we're also explaining it now. So now you know. So it's created using those 4 things: Bungie Pro, After Effects, Vegas 9, and an Xbox, and Halo Reach, I guess if you count that. So the way it was made. Let's talk about Bungie Pro. Bungie Pro is a service Bungie offers. It's an annual subscription. You pay for it using Microsoft points, just like anything else on Xbox Live. It's 750 Microsoft points, which works out to be about $10 because you can get 800 for $10. So for $10, you get a year's subscription to Bungie Pro. Bungie Pro gives you an expanded file share. I think it's 24 slots when normally you have like 6 or 4 or something,
Yeah, it
something
was 6.
small. You get 20 expanded file share, and you get in Halo Reach, you get the graphic next to your name in lobbies of the DMR, whereas it's not available to anyone else except for Bungie Pro subscribers. So if you're ever in a lobby about to start a game and you see someone with a DMR next to their name, they have Bungie Pro. It also gives you 5 render minutes each month. They don't roll over. You just get 5. If you use 4 one month, you'll still get 5 the next month, and you won't get 6, etc. The render
What about
minutes
7?
No, shut up. The render minutes can be used to, as you guessed it, render your clips from Halo Reach. The way you obtain the clips to render is you film them in the theater. So the process is, in short, I'm not going to go in great detail. You go into the theater, you film your game that you played, the clip, whatever it is, the segment. Let's just use an example, the indestructible scene. So what I did was I went back in the theater. I set up the camera and the angles that you saw, kind of spinning around Frank, the guy armor locking. Recorded those clips by just hitting the record button, very simple, naming it, putting it in my file share, and you actually open the theater clip that you recorded, and there'll be a button that says render and watch online, something along those lines. It's probably a little bit inaccurate. You click that, and it tells you, okay, this is how long it is. This is how many render minutes it's going to cost. Do you want to render it? So it takes your render minutes away, and it renders the clip. It goes into this little area called rendered videos, I believe, and then you can go there once it finishes, and then you can download it. That's what I did. That's how I made the clips for this movie. I don't have a capture card. I have a capture card. It's just in a closet. I don't use it. It's non-HD. My
Before
whole
making
point.
this, I was actually going to send you my HD capture card.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Future was going to send me his HD capture card, and that's actually what prompted me to use this process. This was not something I set out to do initially. I was going to have him send me his capture card, and I was going to use it because I didn't have the spare money to buy it. And in the frustration of, scheduling when he was going to send it, him looking for the software, making sure he had everything, and then me realizing when I was going to get it, I was going to have to make sure it worked and everything that goes along with that. I realized there's got to be a better way. Of course, Bungie Pro has been around for a while. This is not news to most of you. A lot of people have been using it for montages for quite some time.
Yeah, it was actually running Halo 3.
Yes, it was around in Halo 3, so it's been around for years now. Um, I didn't feel that it had been used much for Machinima, so I wanted to push that fact. Montages are pretty easy, I would say, because a lot of the clips are very long. So you just sit there and it's first person. You're not really controlling the camera. You look at your first person view and you hit record and then you render that long ass clip and you put it in your montage. Versus Machinima was a bit more difficult because you're controlling a camera and a 10-second clip, unfortunately, costs you what it costs to render 1 minute. So you round up a whole minute. So if you render 10 seconds, it rounds up to a minute. The way it breaks down in cost, I know some people are probably curious and they don't want to go research this themselves. It's for standard definition, which is what, 360p,
Yeah.
320, yeah, 360p. It's about 10 cents per minute if you work it out to the, how much you're paying for extra minutes. And then HD is about 50 cents per minute. I did it all in HD. To those that are curious, I
It
spent
looks
about
so
$50.
good too, like just for random
It looks great.
file generation.
Yeah, yeah, and I was really happy with it. I didn't care to spend that $50 because, again, I didn't want to deal with a capture card. I
Yeah,
didn't
but
want to
it
go on.
also would have, like, if you had bought a capture card for that same sort of quality, you would have spent at
Right,
least like 250.
right. Then that's what I told people is that you're going to spend $250 buying a capture card that's going to give you the quality that Bungie Pro is going to. And with that said, the Bungie Pro service is cool because whenever you render a movie, it's forever on Bungie.net. You guys can go to my service record thing for Halo Reach. On the bottom left, there's a rendered videos option that appears there when you're Bungie Pro, and you can see every single clip I used to make this entire movie, and they're there forever as far as I know. There's no expiration. I can't even remove them. So you basically have an online backup for everything you record, and that's pretty cool to anyone who's concerned with that. Maybe they don't have a very great PC and they don't really trust it. They've had issues in the past, whatever. So that's pretty cool. The file sizes are also very small. My HD clips that were around 15 seconds were usually about 40 meg, and it downloads very
That's
fast
very
from the Bungie
yeah.
server. it's great compression, and it's all
Yeah,
done,
it's great.
on the site. You just start it and you walk away. Versus on on your computer, if you're compressing video, it's gonna take a while, and you have to walk away and make a sandwich or do something while it's doing that, because most of the time it's maxing out your CPU. So this is cool because it's doing it online, where you can go and do whatever you want, you know. So moving on, that was a long one. I'm gonna
Yeah, it was a
wrap it
long
up a
one.
little bit. After Effects. Let's talk about After Effects with Class.
Yes.
That's his forte. I don't know how to use After Effects. I've never used After Effects. I'm self-taught in everything I do, including graphic design, video production. After Effects is never something I got into. Um, so it's great that I had Clint to assist me in this. And it's interesting too, because aside from Futurebot and literally a few others, I almost never collaborate with people on my movies because I like to basically just trust myself. But I was very much excited to work with Clint because I saw a lot of his old work. He's been a member on our site for quite a while. Saw his work, I saw what he can do, and I got excited with all these ideas in my mind of effects we can apply. The Terminator scene was the first thing that I thought of, and I just knew that that's something I wanted to do. So I'll let him talk about that a little bit.
Hmm.
The Terminator scene.
Well, okay. Yeah. Bryan came to me came to me with that idea of the Terminator scene, and he showed me the clip. Well, actually, he called me and he said what he wanted me to do, and I told him I could do it. So he sent me the clean plate, and he'll probably be showing a screenshot during this right now. And it's
Yep.
just of a Spartan walking toward the camera with that robot on. So basically, I just started experimenting with different things, and I got
There's
what are
nothing
those?
wrong with that.
The vents is what those were called.
Yeah, I was calling them exhaust vents. I don't really know what they would be called. Hydraulic venting, the little air gas release. That sounds bad from
Those were
his
the hardest things
arm.
to do because if you got something, those look. If you didn't do them right, they would look stupid.
Right.
Hmm.
And it
Hmm.
took forever to get them to look natural.
I was
They're
happy.
actually the same clip of uh, exhaust.
Hmm.
It's the
Hmm.
same clip, just change speed, rotation, scale stuff. Um,
Fire.
okay, yeah, fire. There's over 50 elements in my After Effects composition, and it
This
is
sounds rehearsed.
basically
You gotta make him feel bad.
Sorry.
okay,
I'm sorry, continue. I'll cut that out.
dude.
Talk about
Yeah,
how the
okay.
fire was
Okay, there's
added.
50 layers in my After Effects composition for this shot. Getting all the elements to blend together, getting the right lighting. Lighting is a huge part. There's over 10 lens flares in that scene. They're just subtle enough that they add that another realism. The grime on the lens. The final touch after I got all the elements to blend together, the atmosphere, smoke, the sparks, fire, textures, everything, was to rotoscope the Spartan out.
That sounds
So
painful.
it is very painful. It involves a lot of knives.
Arthritis, most from the
Yes.
sound of it. No, really, because it took you so long.
Imagine cutting out.
We had to go frame by
Sure.
frame and list like
Yeah.
mask the guy out, right?
Imagine cutting out a picture in Photoshop, only doing it for every frame for video. So there's 30
Essentially,
frames a second.
yeah, 30 frames per second. Essentially, it's like in Photoshop using a polygonal lasso to cut out an image for a signature or whatever. I know there's a lot of people that can relate to that, but doing it 30 frames per second for however long that clip was, like 5 seconds, 10 seconds.
Yep.
So
Yep. 9 seconds.
9 seconds. Oh, he remembers it's engraved on his wall with chalk and then tally marks,
Yeah.
carpeted in with blood. Um, so yeah, I asked a lot of him from that scene, but he put a lot of work into it. And you guys are probably wondering why maybe we didn't do that for other scenes. But the truth is that I wanted to get the movie out fast, and that kind of stuff takes a long time. So I really wanted to go wowie zowie on one of the clips,
Wowie
just go all out, wowie
Four
What
zowie.
does
hours of
that mean?
work.
4 hours
Hours
of
of
work.
work for nine
So that's why.
seconds.
And the entire movie, to those who are
Well,
curious, took
yeah, that
17
4
days.
hours was just the rotoscoping. That's not what I spent on the other stuff.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of work went into that one. So the guys that were saying no, fire's on that level, I won't name any names. It's not. It was added in with in a lot of pain was involved, a lot of love, a lot of tears shed. So we're glad you guys liked that
I don't know
that
if it's
clip.
love or just pure hate.
Yeah, you just
To
you
hear
probably
people
hated it
say
when
that,
doing it.
To hear people say that they think the fire is on the map, it really makes me feel good about it, though.
Yeah, it is a compliment in itself because they think it's real and that's hard to fake. So that's After Effects stuff. Moving on to other tidbits of how the movie was made. I want to state that no mods were used. There's a lot of people that are they create modded offline profiles that have every armor permutation unlocked, among other things that you can do. We didn't do any of that. Actually, some people were pretty observant when they noticed that nothing was used that was post lieutenant colonel in requirement, which is exactly, I mean, that we didn't do anything that wasn't unlocked yet. Like the hollowed helm, you could do that now if you had a modified profile, and I would have loved to use that in some scenes. I
There
have a
was a
lot
scene
of
that you
ideas.
wanted for that, right? Because you asked
There
me
was a
how
lot
far
of
away I
scenes.
was from getting that, and I was
Yeah.
like, I have no idea.
And then we found out you can't get it. So no mods were used. The Club Herrera scene, I think I already went over that, right? You can Google that. Club Herrera, Errera, I think it is. All right, so that's the club. We already went over that. The gun lowering, I kind of already went over that as well. Any scene that you see a gun lowered, it's offline. Typically by myself. There was one, mentioned this on my YouTube comments. There's one scene where there's two people. It's not online. It's me and Jamie, my girlfriend. She ran up and did the female sexy chick Spartan thing. She helped me quite a bit with that, and that was so. The reason why I stress that is because that I was by myself through a lot of it is that someone made mention in the comments that yeah, you could use Bungie Pro, but not everyone has access to offline friends to help them film with gun lowered, which is, the main way to make machinima now. And I think they got confused thinking that all these people in this movie were friends of mine, when in truth, I don't make movies with anyone locally at all. Jamie's the only one who has ever helped. So everyone that you see is always over Xbox Live. If it's gun lowering, it's just trickery of the camera. I'm doing it by myself. So those of you who don't, have local friends to help you, that doesn't matter. It shouldn't stop you. You have friends on Live. Xbox Live is a great service. Blah
Even
blah
if you
blah. You
don't,
can
there's
do it.
actually a lot of really cool things you can do, like
Yeah, I
completely
mean,
by yourself.
you can make a music video. You don't need a gun lowered to do a lot of stuff. You can make a montage. Um, I want to talk about ways to contact us. The reason why I want to talk about contacting us, because I normally wouldn't, is because we were playing, Judah and I and a friend from our site were playing SWAT last night, and we were playing. There's three of us, so we got random, fourths, and we got a guy. I won't throw out his name, but we got a guy who matched up with us. He said, "Are you the real imSuck?" I told him yes, and he said, "Oh, I've been watching your movies since Halo 2. You guys kind of disappeared for a while." I kind of told him why, blah blah blah, and then he said, "Yeah, I kind of nerd raged on one of your on your profile because I sent you a message and I wanted to show you something and I was really excited about it and you never responded, and so I nerd raged on your comments and told you were an asshole and then removed you." And he was saying, he was sorry and that he understands. I told him that essentially I can't answer every question that is ever thrown at me on YouTube or really anywhere, but I want to make mention that the easiest way to contact us and have to have actual conversations with us is on our site, thedigitalset.com. We have a chat room. If you're registered, there's lots of different methods to get a hold of us. Just don't register and bombard me with private messages and expect me to respond to all of them. It doesn't work that way.
You can
So
actually, it's pretty easy to contact us also on Facebook.
that's true.
Yeah.
Our
Yes.
Facebook.com/Hollywood Halo
There's also
Pro.
one for thedigitalset.com.
So contacting us, just if I don't respond, it's not because I don't want to talk to you. It's because there's a lot of people doing the same thing, thinking the same thing, and having the same reaction. It's unfortunate, but I can't respond to everyone. I do work 40 hours a week now. Crap, I have to actually go soon to meet Jamie for dinner. Um,
The full-on
finishing up,
Dinner. I'm eating
finishing up,
grapes.
future movies. I
Futurebot
don't know. No, false. I don't know if if we'll make more movies, when, how many, what type of movies. I don't know anything. This was kind of a spur of the moment thing. We got on Reach. I was very excited about
Well,
it.
this
It
was
made me
actually
very
made
nostalgic.
because of the beta video, wasn't it? Like, sort of inspired because we played that.
Kind of. Yeah, we did that, and we wanted to give the people that have. I felt really bad. There's a lot of people who have been waiting for a very long time for a movie, and I wanted to put a lot of time into something and release it, and I think a lot of people were happy with it. I don't know when the next one will be. I have some ideas, but I've always had ideas. I've had literally hundreds of ideas that have never, reared their head into an actual movie. So who knows if or when these will come to fruition? But I do have ideas for other movies. It's a scheduling of time it's an issue. So I do hope to make some more movies. I just don't know when. So don't, you know, expect something right away or in the near future just because I made one movie. Last thing is Hollywood Halo. People want to know how to join, how to be in
Hey, can I?
movies.
Whoa! I need to ask you if I could be in Hollywood Halo.
I kick you from the Skype call if I had the power.
Wait,
Um,
okay, serious question so you can answer it. Brian, are you accepting applications into Hollywood Halo?
no, and here's why.
Wait, have you ever been accepting applications into Hollywood Halo?
Yes, you were probably expecting a no.
I was expecting a
Yes,
no. Indeed.
there was
What
there
was the
was a
last
point in
time?
time where we did application processes. It
When
was
this
literally
was?
in like 2005.
I was gonna say.
We don't do that anymore. There's no application process, no matter how many
If
private
someone tells
messages.
you that there is, they are lying to you.
Yes, if they tell you they're in it, that they're best friends with me, they're probably not. There's a lot of people who say that. Don't believe what you hear. Um, no matter how much you private message me or send me scantly pictures of your girlfriend, I am not going to put you in quote unquote Hollywood Halo. That
I don't
hasn't
know.
happened. I don't think that's going to look very good on film. That hasn't happened. Um,
I don't know.
but
I would let
reason
you into
is,
Hollywood Halo.
shut up. Reason
Remember,
is
Josh, there's
we
only
have
3 members of Hollywood Halo now, isn't there?
getting to that, we really have like a small group of friends that are still have been around since the beginning. You know, Gillian, Frank Sixer, Blackout, the core guys that have been around for the longest. I still consider them Hollywood Halo, but it's not really an entity. It's just it's is and always has been for the majority a group of friends that make movies. But Hollywood Halo is not just like 8 people that go into a game and a movie emerges. Like that's just not what it doesn't work that way. It's literally me with a bunch of friends from our site, thedigitalset.com. That's where most of the people that were in the movie are from. They're not in Hollywood Halo. All those names
Actually,
that you see in the end are not in
all the
Hollywood
people
Halo.
from the movie are
Every
probably on,
single one of them. Well, no, there's a couple that aren't
like
really
Menma.
members.
We should have had Max Gonzalez in
Yeah,
this.
like Menma,
So
there was a
whenever
couple
we
that
say,
weren't really from our site but are now coming to the site, which is great. Um, but yeah, they're
Additions.
members on our site that we liked and that
Hey, quit
wanted
the
to
cop.
help. Whoa, that wanted to help, and so I put them in a movie. So that's how you get in a movie. That it's not through being in a clan. It's not through private messaging me. It's through being a part of the community, being cool, just getting involved and us liking you, and that's pretty
gotta be
much
It
it.
really is
dedicated.
just like making friends with other people, and then just kind of
It is.
it's just a
It-
community thing.
so that's how you get into a movie. Join the site, become a member, become active. Don't sit there and ask to be in a movie once you register. That's gonna kill your chances. That's gonna completely squash your chances.
Why?
Anything else we can say?
Not really.
In conclusion, again, I'm glad you guys like the movie. Continue to share it with people. I love that people enjoy it. I'm appreciative of the people that didn't enjoy it, but still felt it
Thank
was
you
good,
so much for
different.
watching it.
Thank you. Yes.
This is weird. This is starting to feel like a call center for, like
Well, we
Please, if
really
you
did
can
put a
give us
lot of hard
money,
work into
just
inner city children who have
a
the
lot of
kids
hard work
need
with
your help.
this stuff.
And
the
by kids, I
kids.
mean us. We seriously need your
By,
help.
do- by donating 5 cents a day,
Brian's been dead for like a year.
you I'm a robot. I'm a head in a jar.